I've declared Fran a hostile witness. Mr. Williams?
Your Honor, for the record, I object.
Overruled. Your witness, Mr. Williams.
Thank you, Your Honor. You understand, Miss Richkin, that justice is based on the search for truth. And that it is right here in this courtroom that the American people look for justice. And justice demands that witnesses tell the truth.
Well, Mr. Williams, thank you for enlightening us on the American judicial system, but Plato, you're not. Please, just get on with the questioning.
Miss Richkin, you have sworn to tell the truth.
Yes.
And you know that if a person lies on the stand, that is perjury.
Yes.
And you know that you can go to jail for perjury.
Objection.
Sustained. I have already declared Miss Richkin a hostile witness. Get on with the questioning.
Miss Richkin, you are a nurse, is that correct?
That's correct.
And how did you meet Mrs. Lewis?
We went to nursing school together.
I see, so the two of you are friends.
Yes.
Isn't it true that you have a specialization in the fertility area of gynecological nursing?
That's correct.
Did you work at the Northside Fertility Clinic?
Yes.
I'm sorry, Miss Richkin. Could you speak up? I didn't hear you. I asked, did you work at the Northside Fertility Clinic?
Yes, I used to.
And are you aware of the procedure of artificial insemination? Miss Richkin? Would you like me to repeat the question?
No, I heard you the first time. Yes, I am aware of the procedure, but it is generally performed by doctors at the clinic.
Are you aware that Annie Lewis desired artificial insemination because she desperately wanted to get pregnant?
Objection.
Sustained.
I'll rephrase, Your Honor. Were you aware that Mrs. Lewis wanted to get pregnant?
Yes.
Did Mrs. Lewis ever talk to you about artificial insemination as a means to conceive?
Yes.
Did Mrs. Lewis want to be artificially inseminated?
Objection. Hearsay.
Sustained. You're walking a fine line here, Mr. Williams.
I'll be more direct. Miss Richkin, was Mrs. Lewis, in fact, artificially inseminated?
Yes. She is. She's lying.
Yeah.
And how do you know this, Miss Richkin?
Because I performed the procedure myself. Liar!
Order!
I can't believe she's telling the
Order!
Just jealous of me because I have a family. I have a husband and children that you've always wanted. Is that true?
Mrs. Lewis!
You want the doctor to take you out of this courtroom? Sit down.
Mrs. Lewis, I'm not...
You're not going to get away with this.
Annie, Ross is going to have his chance in cross-examination. Now, if you need to go out and get some air.
No, I'm not going to leave.
Mrs. Lewis!
Fine. I'll sit down. I'm sitting down.
One more outburst, I mean from anyone, and I will have the bailiff clear this room. Is that clear?
Mr. Williams, you may continue questioning.
Miss Richkin, you stated earlier that doctors at the Northside Clinic normally performed artificial inseminations. How did it happen that you performed this procedure on Mrs. Lewis?
I had Mrs. Lewis meet me there when I knew no one was going to be there, in the middle of the night.
How often did you and Mrs. Lewis do this?
Twice.
And why was that?
The first time didn't take.
And the second time?
It worked. Annie became pregnant.
Ms. Richkin, Miss Lewis forced you to jeopardize your job and ultimately to quit it.
Yes.
Now, I know that you stated earlier that Mrs. Lewis was your friend. But there's a limit to friendships, Miss Richkin, even close ones. Now, why in the world did you do all this for her?
At first, I felt sorry for her. It was, like you said, she seemed so desperate to have a baby.
Well, did there ever come a point where you realized that you'd crossed the line? That what you were doing wasn't right? Like maybe after the first attempt to inseminate Mrs. Lewis didn't take? Did it ever occur to you to just stop?
Yes, I tried to stop. I did. But Annie...
Miss Richkin, did Mrs. Lewis threaten you?
She blackmailed me. She said that if I didn't do what she said, that she would ruin my forever. And that I would never work as a nurse again. My work is my whole life. It's everything. To me, it's all I have. All I had.